What's up, guys? It's Brandon Flash. Today we are headed back to Mt Lemmon, going to try and recover my drone from the forest where it crash landed yesterday. Hit up vlog 6 if you didn't hear about that. Yeah, gonna hit the road and stop at Tucson Supercharger, charge up quite a bit so that way I don't have to stop there again after Mt Lemmon. So I'm gonna charge up more than I did yesterday, so that way I can just go from Mt Lemmon to Casa Grande, and that will just work out better. So I brought both my iPads, so I'll watch some TV, edit some pictures while I'm charging, probably hang out there for like 45 minutes, get it up to 90-ish%, so I have plenty of charge. Let's go. All right, we're here at the Tucson La Encantada Supercharger. Just going to get plugged in as usual. Got my wipe. I'll start charging here soon. We've got a warm pack. Probably gonna charge up to about 90% or so and then head up to Mt Lemmon. All right, we're charged up to 94% there. Yes, it's very slow to charge this high on a supercharger, and normally it doesn't make sense. However, this supercharger is a fair amount out of the way and kind of slow road to get back to the highway. So by charging up enough here before going up to Mt Lemmon, I'm able to return from Mt Lemmon and then go all the way back to Casa Grande on the way back to the Phoenix area, rather than having to stop back here again right after Mt Lemmon. So this should actually save time, even though it's very slow charging towards the top end of the battery pack. And I also don't want to have to worry about driving slow or drafting or anything like that. So let's unplug here and hit the road. And I'm really hoping I can recover my drone today. All right, made it to the spot that I'm going to be hiking from. Let's hope for the best. Got to put on my hiking boots, grab some water and stuff, and then head out. All right, here we go. This is the first obstacle of sorts. This is pretty steep here, but looks like it should get a fair bit easier once we get down there. All right, made it down the rock face here. You can kind of see how steep it is. Time to head that way. Sorry, that way-ish. So I'm hopeful, but I'm also a realist. That looks like some pretty dense forest, trees, whatever you want to call it. Not entirely sure I'll be able to get through all that to be able to get to the drone, but I'm gonna kind of scope out some routes here and see what we can figure out. All right, making it farther along here. Base camp is up there, so we're pretty far along. It's like 0.6 miles. I don't know why it's saying we did a 7-foot elevation gain. That's definitely not true. We've dropped probably 100 feet of elevation. The view is absolutely stunning. So I'm trying to make my way over here to see if those small trees and stuff kind of lighten up. Because if they don't, then I don't really have a way to get through there. I'm not climbing through those trees. That's just not worth it to me. But kind of the logic I'm using for even trying to do this is, if someone offered me $400 to go do this hike, I would absolutely do it. So that's essentially what I'm getting by if I find my drone. So wish me luck. It is not looking too hopeful. I really wish it had looked hopeful. There's just like really dense trees down there, and it drops off really steep. Well, I can't say I didn't try. Might keep going a little bit farther, but it's not looking very productive at this point, and it's not exactly an easy hike back to the car either, so I want to save some energy. And we're about 2 hours out from sunset, and it took me about 40 minutes to get here. Probably will take me a little bit longer to get back, being that it's uphill. We shall see. To say that it's frustrating that I couldn't recover the drone is a bit of an understatement, but I'm happy I didn't get hurt. It's a relatively inexpensive drone. It'll only cost me like $350, $400 on eBay to replace just the drone itself. A little annoyed that the batteries are so expensive, because I did obviously lose a battery. And I really wanted the crash footage more than anything, and just kind of the other photos and videos I had on there. So even if the drone had been damaged, I still wanted it just to have the footage and everything, but it's looking like it's not very feasible at this point. And for being a relatively cheap drone, I'm not that pissed off about it, but I mean, it's expensive lesson learned, I guess. At least it wasn't like a DJI Inspire or anything like that, where it's truly expensive and like $2,000+ But yeah, time to head back to the Phoenix area. I'm gonna stop at the Casa Grande Supercharger. I'll get some in and out. I need some food. Yeah, animal fries sound pretty wonderful right now, and go from there. At the Casa Grande Supercharger, got my in and out. Culver's line is surprisingly busy, and the in and out line was almost empty, which is very strange. Yeah, we're gonna get charged up here and then head back. All right, just about to head out here from the Casa Grande Supercharger. Not the greatest charging experience. I started on 1A over there, right there. Only got 60 kilowatts, moved here to 2B, only got 88 kilowatts. That was fine, more than enough. This is kind of a wonky supercharger station, pretty old and not in the greatest of shape. Hopefully they're planning on upgrading this to V3 at some point. That would make sense. And it's only a 6 stall, which isn't ideal either. Anyway, headed back to the Phoenix metro area, going to be stopping at the Arizona Mills Electrify America station. I was enlisted to test out something on that station with my CHAdeMO adapter. So gonna stop there on the way home, charge for a little bit, and then yeah, head home. Pulling up to the Electrify America station at Arizona Mills Mall. It's definitely easy to find. All right, here we are. We're at the Electrify America station. Got my CHAdeMO adapter here. Plug that in. Let's get this plugged in. All right, sorry about that. Handle didn't want to release. Let's see here. Get my Apple Wallet out. See if this wants to work here. Maybe. did not want to work. All right, so this Electrify America station it's a steaming pile of poo. I've tried 2 different cards. Both of them have been declined, and they should not be declined because they very much work. The CHAdeMO plug was completely jammed in there. I had to use both hands to like yank it out, and clearly someone else has had that issue too because that was already broken. This looks like it's not even designed to fit a CHAdeMO plug. Looks very similar to the CCS, but not the same, so maybe it is for CHAdeMO, but either way, it's not a good design. These are the ABB units. The parking situation is really wonky here. So one of them is actually in a handicap spot, which isn't really an Electrify America spot. And then they've got them kind of staggered here, so you can either back in or pull in. They're set up for, you can use either the right side, the left side, or the front of the car for charging. But only one stall has a CHAdeMO plug. The rest are only CCS. They've got 350 kilowatt here. There's 150s over here. Let's see. Yeah, more 150s. 150s. $350. 150. 150 plus the 50 CHAdeMO, and more 150s here. I mean, they look nice, they're easy to find, but they don't seem to work, or work well at least. So let's see what we can figure out to maybe get it to work. All right, so I did get it to work only using the Electrify America app. There's the CHAdeMO adapter, the CHAdeMO plug. You can hear the machine whining here, kind of obnoxiously. So this looks like it should be a touch screen, but it is not. You have to use these buttons here, which is kind of a clumsy interface. Let's see here. So it's saying it's delivering 39 kilowatts. Let's see what the car says. Also 39 kilowatts, so 119 amps at 322 volts. Sounds about right. Turn off climate so it shows the full. Yeah, 120 amps at 323. Sounds about right. So some observations here. It's saying 249 minutes till it's at 85%, which is very much not right. I'll probably let this get up to like $2 and just see how much it delivers so I can do some math here. It looks like it should be a touch, or maybe it is, and it's just crappy, a touch screen. Interesting. Yeah, so it's saying 249 minutes till 85%. I don't know how it's getting that number. It also has the incorrect time. It's actually 8:44 p.m., so they're clearly not adjusting for Arizona time, because Arizona doesn't follow daylight savings time, so we don't go ahead in the spring like the rest of the country does. Yeah, it's charging, it's fine. So charging here at Electrify America, it really makes me appreciate the Tesla Supercharging network and just how simple it is to use it. So this one, it took multiple tries, multiple different methods to even get the charge to initiate, let alone to have it actually deliver power. A Tesla Supercharger, for those that aren't familiar, you get out of your car, you grab the cable off this pedestal, plug it in, and you're charging. It's that simple. If you have to pay for it, which the Model 3, and if you don't have unlimited supercharging on a Model S or X, you do. It just bills your card that's on file on your Tesla account. There's no fumbling with a card reader. There's no having to activate it with an app. It just works. It reads your VIN number through the charging cable, and then it starts. If it's pouring rain, you're outside for a couple seconds. You're not having to mess with it at all. If I was trying to use this Electrify America station in pouring rain, I would not be happy at all. It would just be so frustrating to use. All right, so let's track numbers from my Electrify America charging session. I was here for 18 minutes, 17 seconds. Max charging rate was 40.39 kilowatts. My Model S is a 70D, so it has the 350 volt pack rather than the 400 volt pack, so it can't charge quite as fast on CHAdeMO since it is voltage limited, and it's only 125 amps, so it's at whatever the voltage is. I was charged $2.98, so 15 cents a minute pre-tax for that 18 minutes. I am an Electrify America member, so there was no session fee, and it was discounted from 21 cents a kilowatt hour to 15 cents a kilowatt hour. With the $2.98, I was delivered 12 kilowatt hour, which works out to 24.83 cents per kilowatt hour, which is actually pretty competitive for DC fast charging. But still, if you had to pay with normal session fee and 21 cents a minute, it definitely would have been more expensive. But 24 cents a kilowatt hour is actually very competitive for DC fast charging and pretty on par with Tesla supercharging. All right, let's sum up today. So we drove from my house in Mesa down to the Tucson Supercharger, up to Mt Lemmon. Scouted for my drone, unfortunately came up short. It was just way too far down there and I could not get it. Wish I could have, but sometimes you have to realize what's worth it and what's not, and risking my life or injury simply wasn't worth it for a $400 drone. Maybe if I was a more experienced hiker or backpacker or whatever, and had some more equipment or had like more people with me that were also experienced, it might have been possible and worth it. But going down there solo with a pretty inexperienced hiker being myself, not really worth it. So I'll probably just buy a new drone, maybe the same, maybe upgrade, who knows. Then we went to the Casa Grande Supercharger. I had In-N-Out for dinner. We went to Electrify America. That was kind of a rough experience for charging, but cost was reasonable, and once it worked, it actually worked quite well. The chargers themselves are pretty well designed and look nice and easy to find, so that's always a plus, but definitely needs some work on the software as well as the credit card readers, so that's pretty disappointing that they don't work. I would hope that a company like Volkswagen and Electrify America could figure out how to make a credit card reader work. That's about as basic as it gets. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below as well as the subscribe and the bell. That way you're notified whenever a new video comes out, so you can keep in touch and follow along as I take my daily Tesla adventures. Thank you guys.